ass is hanging out as he makes a break upfield. Stepping back. Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Cameron Munster's now putting his balls in Nick Meaney's face.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.
Yes, Wasted World of Sports, ahoy. How is everybody doing? Hey, are we excited or are we excited? There's no other option. We must be excited. It's finals time. And not just that, Rugby World Cup kicks off in the morning. So this is just a massive, massive weekend for Wasted World of Sports. We've got the NRL finals kicking off tonight. The Broncos versus the Melbourne Storm. Does anyone know where this game is being held? Just out of curiosity. I'll give you a hint. It's game number 6,479 this season at this particular stadium, if that helps. Shack of Hearts, ahoy. Gamer Mel, ahoy. Vobsy, ahoy there. Jason Board, ahoy. Suncorp, yes. Suncorp. Oh, God, I should have my sound effects a lot easier on standby than that. Speaking of Suncorp, Michelle is at the game tonight. So, I mean, honestly, if anyone else is at the game and you recognise her, please refrain from throwing things at her. I know it's extremely tempting sometimes, but just resist the urge. Nobody deserves that. Nobody. So Shack of Hearts has said you could mount a strong argument for both teams. If form is the indicator, probably the Broncos. If history is the indicator, Storm for sure. I'm going Storm until proven otherwise. Shack of Hearts, I'm kind of with you there, mate. Kind of. I just don't think the Broncos have a next level to go to. And that's been my argument for the past however long I've been saying. Like yourself, until proven otherwise. They don't have the history. They could prove us all wrong. Me, especially, the Broncos tonight. They could prove me horribly wrong by coming out here and just going up a gear and obliterating the Storm tonight. Could happen. Could very well happen. But as you say, Shack of Hearts, until proven otherwise, I'm sticking with the Storm. I'm not convinced that the Brisbane Broncos have another gear to go to. Penrith, they've been playing within themselves. Sorry, I'm very dirty. They've been playing within themselves. They've got another gear to go to. The Melbourne Storm, they haven't hit top stride yet. They've got another gear to go to. The Roosters are playing nowhere near their best level of footy yet. They've got another gear to go to, for their sake, I hope. Anyway, the Broncos, I feel like we've seen the best out of the Broncos. I think they've shown the absolute peak of their performance, and they've done very, very well. And I don't want anything that I've said to discredit what they've achieved. To finish second, earn a home final, I just don't think they've got that next level to go to, the next step up for finals footy. But we are about to find out. We are so close to kickoff. We are very close to finding out if I'm right or wrong. And let's face it, honestly, I'm right more often than I'm wrong. Because I'm in charge of the channel, so I'm able to edit things out and make it seem like I'm always right. That's the beauty of being in charge. Anyway, Connor Crowley, this is week one of the finals here in the NRL, Connor Crowley. And to answer your previous question, yes, indeed, I am going to be up bright and early tomorrow morning, 4:45 a.m. for the All Blacks versus France, the kickoff of the Rugby World Cup. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I mean, I'm not excited about the 4 a.m. start, but I'm very excited about the Rugby World Cup getting underway. It's been too long since the last one. 4 years, I've heard. Game in with Braden, ahoy, welcome along. Vopsy says Paps off the bench will be big. Yes. And we have to, was it you, Vobsy, who posted in the Discord that we have to wait and see which version of Selwyn Cobbo shows up tonight? Is it Selwyn Cobbo that shows up, or is it Selwyn Droppo? I like that. I'm going to steal that one. Connor Crowley says, who is going to win the France versus New Zealand match? Both teams under strength. Hang on. Both teams under strength. Still a lot of quality players running around, though. But both teams with a lot of injury concerns coming into the tournament, so it will be interesting to see. I am much more intrigued about watching how the trading's going to go. Jacko Robertson, ahoy there, mate. Welcome along. Yeah, because honestly, I think there is some money to be made. If anyone's into sports trading like I am, I love a good sports trade. Honestly, I am watching this first game with bated breath because whoever wins this first encounter between the All Blacks and France, their price to win the entire tournament is going to come right in. And the team that loses, they're going to blow out a little bit. And there lies the opportunity. When that price blows out, you jump on them to win. Because as the pool stages continue, they're going to win the other games. And that price will start to shorten. And there'll be an opportunity there to trade off when that price shortens. An opportunity to trade off and make some profit. So that's all I'm interested in. It really doesn't matter who wins, in all honesty. Whoever loses, that's where I'll be focusing my attention. Immediately following the game, I will be jumping on and watching that blowout. Jason Bourne says, you're off your rocker, damn. Broncos win tonight for sure. Shakavat says, South Africa proved it's possible to come back from a pool loss to win it all. Exactly, Shakavat, exactly. And these are two teams that are more than capable of going all the way off the back of an opening loss. It won't bother either one of them. And that's why I think there is a really, really big opportunity there for a huge trade-off, a massive trade-off. I just love to stir up Michelle. No, the Broncos are completely unproven. Well, I don't need to go over it again. I've spent the first 5 minutes of the stream explaining the reasons why Melbourne will win tonight. And quite handsomely. Michelle is actually at the game, yes. I must repeat. If you do see her, please refrain from throwing things at her. I know it's very, very tempting. But just don't. Jacko Robertson says France 30, All Blacks 22. Yes, we are excited for a little bit of Munster magic tonight. Cameron Munster, love him or hate him. I personally hate the guy when he's wearing maroon. But what a quality player, built for finals footy, and I'm expecting a Cameron Munster masterclass here this evening. And that's why, this is a good opportunity to talk about multis, isn't it? Same game multi coming up tonight. Look at all those ins. Of course, the final round robin game between these two teams, they rested a lot of players, hence why that's an awful lot of ins coming back in for both teams. So we've gone Melbourne Storm to win, Cameron Munster Magic, anytime try scorer, Selwyn Cobbo, assuming he holds on the ball, onto the ball, and Big Will Warbrick. The weather has held up. That was my only concern. There was forecast for rain and thunderstorms about. But I don't know if that was just the Melbourne Storm travelling to Brisbane, messing up the radar when they said that there's a storm on the horizon. It could have just been Melbourne flying into town. Big Will Warbrick, got to be up there as a nominee for Rookie of the Year, right? Coming over from Rugby Union and really stamping his authority there at the Melbourne Storm. I love that multi, James Jason. Love it. Cameron Munster has scored a try in his last 4 appearances against the Broncos. Selwyn Cobbo is going to be on the back end of the Broncos' backline play. The only one that they've got, incidentally. And Will Warbrick, well, he's proven himself. He's proven himself all season long. I don't need to explain why he's there. I love this multi. Oh, this is the one. This is the one. We've been waiting all season for this one. Not that it matters, of course, because everybody is, aside from serious illness wiping out the entire squad, everybody's just playing second fiddle to the Panthers. Oh, by the way, can we talk about that Panthers-Warriors game just a little bit, as we are 5 minutes away from the teams running out onto the field for this one? Let's just quickly discuss. I have a theory. I have a little theory, and understand why they would not publicly make this available. Okay, I'm not suggesting that Shaun Johnson is not injured or picked up some sort of niggle. I don't think it's as bad as they're making out, and they're putting him on ice because I think at the end of the day, for the Warriors, and I'm not for 1 minute suggesting they're not going to try and win tomorrow. Of course they're going to come out and try and win. But what I'm saying is they've probably put Shaun Johnson on ice. He probably could have played, but they're not going to risk him because the Warriors know that their fight is next week. Their fight is next week against the Knights. Why risk potentially one of the best players of the competition? Why risk one of the best players of the competition this year? He's really had a really good year, Shaun Johnson. Son of a bitch couldn't have played like that when he was at the Sharks, could he? No. He goes back. He got homesick. He goes back home and tears the competition a new one. So I actually reckon they've made the injury out to be worse than it is so that they can rest him without being questioned, because they secretly know their real fight is next week against the Knights. That's just my thoughts. I don't know what anybody else thinks. I'm not suggesting they're not going to try tomorrow. They're absolutely going to come out tomorrow and play their guts out and fight for the win. I'm not suggesting they've thrown it away. I just think that Shaun Johnson, potentially not as injured as they're making out, he probably picked up a little bit of a niggle. Why risk him? Why put him out there? Why put him out there and potentially make that little niggle a full-blown worse injury that puts him out for the season? Or rest him, make sure that he gets 100% fit, and they come out and they win that game against Newcastle, which they're going to, because Newcastle are incredibly overrated. Incoming, Shack of Hearts. It's already been and done. I beat you to the chat. In fairness to Shaun Johnson, though, he was starting to put on some stellar performances before he injured himself. So we didn't really get to see the best of Shaun Johnson there at the Shire. Al Uris says Newcastle win versus everyone and win the grand final by 9,000 points. Most realistic final. Okay, Al Uris is playing Rugby League Live 4 on beginner mode with true 40-minute halves. That's the only way Newcastle are putting 9,000 points on anybody. As the Melbourne... Oh, we almost forgot there's a game on tonight, didn't we? The Melbourne Storm are out onto the field. People are still flocking into the stadium. Gamer Mel, ahoy there. How are you doing? They're still flocking into the stadium there at Suncorp. There he is, Cameron Munster. Primed for a big game here tonight. He stands up in the big moments, and I expect nothing less here this evening. A try-scoring machine against the Brisbane Broncos. So I've slapped him in my multi tonight. Let's go. Oh, where's the... I need a little bit more volume here. Oh, I'm very glad it's the weekend too. I'm glad it's the weekend. I'm glad it's footy finals time, Game ML. And I am incredibly glad that it's Rugby World Cup time. The Rugby World Cup kicking off this weekend as well. It is a massive, massive weekend of sports here at the Wasted World of Sports. I'll try and cover as much as I can. As now the Broncos run out onto their home ground. Lots of empty seats there. As I said, people are still filing into the stadium. There must be some serious queues there at the gates. Mind you, I've been to Suncorp for sporting events in the past, and it really is a bit of a bollocks setup. Finals footy for 2023 about to get underway. Oh, there is a little bit of... Oh, God, what's happened? Show yoga videos? What? Hey, who's hijacked my... Who's hijacked my Chromecast? Damn it. Yes, let's go! Broncos with the kickoff. There is a little bit of rain about, and we are underway. Melbourne will get first use of the ball. Is it a sellout? I'm not too sure. It would have to be, surely. You would think that surely Suncorp sells out for a final. The intensity of the hits to start off with. This is what it's all about. Both teams at full strength. There'll be no excuses for the loser. Oh, it's on in back play. Oh, we've got some biff already. We've got some biff early in back play. Carrigan's involved. Tonomapea's involved. I think I saw there. Xavier Coates has come running in. And this one's fired up already. You love to see it. And there's cheeky Reece Walsh running away in the background. Who probably, to be honest, he probably started it all. I didn't see what happened, but I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, no, it looks like it was Harry Grant. Well, equally as unsurprising. We've got some cheeky buggers out there on the field. No penalty, play on, just a little bit of biff. A little bit of finals biff. Oh, be careful there, Kotoni Staggs. And Jahrome Hughes now gets the kick away. It's a looping kick. Oh, he made a complete mess of it, Selwyn Cobbo, but he's come away with it. It dropped on him like a sack of potatoes. Like a stack of dimes. Like me on a Sunday morning, coming home with a hangover. Broncos, what can they do? Good field position here for the home side. Walters down the blind side. Payne in the Haas. He is wrapped up. Yeah, that would not fill anybody with confidence, Vopsy. The way Selwyn Cobbo just handled that first kick. That would not be filling anybody with confidence, I'm sure. Fifth and last, Broncos. Both teams 30 metres exactly off their first set. Pressure on Jahrome Hughes. He takes it well. Both teams 30 metres off their first set. I don't think we've ever seen that before. Exact equal number for both sides. Their opening set. It's going to be tough. It's going to be intense. As both teams, no one wants to be the first to make a mistake here. Grant spots some lazy defenders from dummy half. And that's a bit better here from Melbourne. The kick from Munster from inside the 40. No threat of a 40-20. Cobbo does not look comfortable under any sort of ball, does he? Selwyn Cobbo. He's holding on to them, so credit to him for that. But, geez, he's making them look a lot more difficult than they need to be. I'm sure of it. Staggs doing some hard yards out of his own end. Oh, this game, it's only 3 minutes old, and it is on a knife's edge here. Just waiting for the first mistake. Where is it going to come from? The first lapse. Will it be a handling error? Will it be a defensive issue? Where is this going to break open first? Reynolds gets a bad pass, still manages to put a super kick away. Pressure at the back. Nick Meaney's got the dropsies. There's the first mistake. Oh, Nick Meaney. You would not have any money at all on that first error of the game being Nick Meaney. The rain is tumbling down here at Suncorp. And it's gone straight through their hands. Nick Meaney to make the first mistake of the game must have been paying about 1,000 to 1. And the Broncos have a scrum down 10 metres out. Oh, this is huge. Look for a set play off the back of this and potentially open the scoring. Here they go, right-hand side. Walsh, double pump, tries to go on his own. Cameron Munster's dragging him towards the try line. I'm not too sure what that's all about. You're supposed to keep them away from the try line, Cameron. He was dragging him towards it. Carrigan now backs into the defence. Ten out from the line here. Walters from dummy half tries to find them napping. Can't. Tackle 2. Carrigan with the offload. Oh, space to burn for the Broncos. Reynolds puts the kick in, but he kicks it straight to Will Warbrick. Ezra Mam's trying to claim it. I don't know what Ezra Mam's trying to claim exactly. Cheeky little bugger. But it's a penalty to the Storm. Adam Reynolds, no, that was not the play. That was not the play, sir. A veteran like Adam Reynolds doing something a little bit different, granted. But that was not the play at all. As it really is raining out there. I'm a little bit concerned now about my multi. Oh, now another handling error for Melbourne. This is so uncharacteristic. I mean, it is really buggering down out there. The rain is pounding down. This makes my multi, because I've got 2 wingers in my multi. I've got wingers from both teams in the multi. The weather had held up all day, and now it's raining at game time. I don't think we're going to see a lot of expansive play out the backlines in these conditions. Melbourne, a couple of big mistakes. Now, Herbie Farnworth takes it to the line. Oh, Shack of Hearts, this game could explode at any moment. Walters again from dummy half. He's trying to take it on tonight, isn't he? He might be a little bit overexcited, young Billy Walters. 10 out from the line again here. Broncos, Carrigan charges into the line. Turns, looks to offload. He's taken down on tackle 3. Some gaps appearing. Oh, that's a terrible pass from Reynolds. Walsh does well to scoop it up and goes into contact. He offloads Reece Walsh. Tackle 4, but loose there from the Broncos. Loose from both teams. This is finals. You got to tighten everything up. Reynolds now Stepping inside of Staggs, pushes away. Kotoni Staggs for the line. Does he get it down, Kotoni Staggs? Has he got it down? It's going up as a try. That is some of the weakest Melbourne Storm defence you'll ever see in midfield. And it's interesting that the reason that Justin Olam was dropped was because of his defence. And Kotoni Staggs has just made mincemeat out of Tonomapea, Cameron Munster and Xavier Coates there. He's just gone straight through them. Mr. Ed's dead, ahoy! Kotoni Staggs with the step inside Tonomapea. Cameron Munster clutching. Will, ahoy mate. How are you doing? Look at the rain bucketing down. I am so concerned about my multi now. I really am concerned. This rain is going to tighten this game up. I've got 2 wingers in the multi, and I just don't think they're going to see the ball. Four points to nil Broncos. Kotoni Staggs did it all himself. In fairness, Stephanie, stay funny, Steph, ahoy. In fairness, that was a solo effort. As Reynolds moves in to convert, puts it right down the middle. And the Broncos are up 6 points to nil early. Both teams really scrappy and loose to start. But Kotoni Staggs says, give it to me. I'll do it. Kotoni Staggs does it all on his own. Darmain Kamissa. Ahoy there. Bonjour. Storm, get us back underway. As the rain continues. I wonder if the rain has actually scared a few people off. Surely not. Come on, Brisbane. It's a little bit of rain. Get out there. Fill those seats. It's finals time. Payne in the Haas. Big run upfield. Players tangled up. Players tangled up, and the home team gets the call there. Oh, that's a homer and a half right there. Hashtag penalty Broncos at hashtag Suncorp. That was a real homer call, that one. The penalty is for holding down, but both players were standing on their feet. They were tangled up completely legitimately. It happens in a tackle from time to time, and that was a real homer call from the ref there. It must be said. More pressure here for the Storm. On the back of it, though, Flegler tackled 22 out. Payne in the Haas. Oh, he's a big boy. He is a big unit. Carrigan takes it to the line and spills it forward. And now, Luero is away. And he's lifted in the tackle, and that will be a penalty. Oh, and now Harry Grant is really fired up. He's got to watch himself, Harry Grant. He's been involved now in a couple of little niggles. Grant has come flying in from unnecessarily far away, and that's just unacceptable. Harry Grant has really got to be careful. He's a little too fired up here. There was, I mean, look, it's a penalty because he's lifted and he's fallen awkwardly, but it was far from life-threatening. It was far from dangerous. Needed to be a penalty, but didn't need Harry Grant charging in from bloody whoop-whoop to just try and make matters worse there. Uncalled for. But that does let the Storm off the hook here. 6 points to nil Broncos. Storm 40 out from their own line. He's got to control his temper indeed, Shakfarts. That was just so unnecessary. I would love to see a wide-angled shot to see just how far back he ran in from. It felt like he came flying from miles away. Tackle 3, Munster plays it. They're 45 out here from their own line, the Storm. Now, Karma Chameleon takes them up over halfway. They are in the Broncos' half for the first time. And now a loose pass finds the feet of Seve. And they're lucky to get away with that, Melbourne. 5th and last. Hughes puts it high. Pressure on this kick chase in these conditions. They've made a mess of it at the back, the Broncos. But it's called knocked back. They're getting all the calls at the moment, the Bronx. I'm not saying that one was the wrong call. I'm just saying they're getting all the calls, all the bounces of the ball. And there's he's held on to it. Who's number 12? Jordan Riki. Oh, geez, that probably could have been worth a look, actually. It was called knocked back. Looks like it might have been a knock on there on that replay. Fair play to the refs, though, for not seeing that. It was very, very subtle. Now, Nick Meaney holds the ball this time, Nick Meaney. And he will get a sarcastic round of applause from me for holding on to it. The rain is really concerning for my multi. I think, in fairness, Sack of Hearts, it's hard to appreciate on TV just how much it is actually pumping down here. The rain is hammering down. There is a lot of rain. It's hard to see on the wide shots, but when they put those close-up shots in and you see bits of the sky in the background, you can see it really is thumping down. Munster puts the kick in behind. Broncos have to play at it. Cobbo is taken out by Coates, and that's a result for Melbourne. They are down in Broncos territory well and truly now. And their first look at that. There's the shot I'm talking about, that close-up. It is bucketing down there. And that probably explains somewhat the sloppy start for both teams. Ball handling, very difficult in the wet. Have you ever tried to hold on to a bar of soap in prison? Difficult. Oh, and look at this now. Talk about the bounce of the ball, the bounce of the footy, and everything going the Broncos' way here. This has bounced and skidded over the sideline, and the Broncos will get the ball on halfway. The sun is shining out of the Broncos' assholes tonight. Everything going their way. And there is a very forlorn-looking Craig Bellamy in the coach's box. All he can do is put his head in his hands and go, it's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? It's going to be one of those nights where every little thing goes these bastards' way, isn't it? From the scrum, more pressure now for Melbourne. Backs against the wall. Nothing going their way. Being dominated in possession of territory. Still only 6 points behind on the scoreboard, though. At the moment, for now, space out wide here for the Broncos. Can they release the ball? No. Kotoni Staggs wrapped up this time. Walters has a dart from dummy half. Flegler charging onto it. Well read by Karma Chameleon. Ezra Mam puts the kick in. Jahrome Hughes traps it. Holds onto the ball. Gets up, goes again. Oh, no, he's told to go back and play it. And Melbourne pinned down in their own territory again. Broncos all offside there. All offside. Flegler's put a huge hit in. Poor Will Warbrick has just run into a Thomas Flegler-sized brick wall, forcing them to spread it early. And in these conditions, very risky play. The Storm being forced into doing unusual things here. 5th and last. They've gone hardly anywhere. Hughes will kick from well inside the 40. Cobbo takes that one with confidence. That's his best take so far tonight, Cobbo. Beats one. Brings it back into midfield. Broncos start the set. 30 out from their own line. Walsh finds some lazy markers. Tries to play it quickly. That's just a sloppy play of the ball, Reece. He's blowing up, Reece Walsh. He wants a challenge. But surely Pat Carrigan's not going to be foolish enough to fall for this. Oh, the challenge. The Broncos have just wasted their challenge. The Broncos have just wasted their captain's challenge here. Reece Walsh was a little over-enthusiastic there to play the ball. He's been released. And the Broncos have just burnt their challenge. I thought, why? Surely Pat Carrigan does not listen to Reece Walsh here. Actually, is Pat Carrigan is he the captain? Sorry, Adam Reynolds is the captain. My apologies. I honestly thought that Pat Carrigan was the captain of this team. I would like to sincerely apologize to Adam Reynolds. But Adam Reynolds, he was standing right there. Surely he saw that. He's listened to Reece Walsh. Walsh was so confident that he's called for the challenge, and that's just a complete and total waste. Melbourne have just, they've got the ball now. Melbourne, can they make a play at it? These conditions are truly miserable, it must be said. Truly miserable conditions. Karma Chameleon has taken 22 out in midfield. Melbourne ball, Munster to Hughes. Out the back to Seve. Seve's wrapped up. A great tackle by Farnworth. Read that play perfectly. Now they come back to the left. Hughes with Welsh. Backing into the defence. They've burnt through 4 tackles quickly. Hughes flat pass to Karma Chameleon. They're 10 out, 5th and last. They stay on the short side. Munster dinks it in over the top, looking for Coates. And it's been tapped dead by Cobbo. Why not? Why wouldn't you tap the ball dead? Oh, we've got a penalty to the store. Take the 2. Take the 2. Take the 2. Hey, in these conditions, actually in these conditions, that's a really difficult kick. Penalty to the Storm. I would actually advise not taking the 2. That's in these conditions, that is a really difficult kick. But let's take the 2. Come on, take the 2. They've gone into touch, and they will have a full set of 6 now. Melbourne 10 out from the line. Liero with the first hit up. They are inside the 10 for the first time all game. It's hard to believe. Oh, Thomas Flegler getting a bit touchy-feely there. Flat pass again to Karma Chameleon, and he drops it on tackle number 2. These are, honestly, these are not the conditions for crash ball football. Come on. Slippery, bad handling conditions. Too much crash ball. Honestly. They have to adjust here, Melbourne. Both teams really have to adjust to the conditions. Too many errors. Understandable in the conditions, but you've got to adjust your game to the conditions. I mean, it is absolutely pelting down rain. They've got to change things up. Herbie Farnworth has nearly stepped through there from the scrum. And they get a penalty. And he's thrown the ball at Christian Welsh. I'm not entirely sure what that penalty was for, to be honest. I think it was another homer. Holding down again. Okay. Holding down again, apparently. Herbie Farnworth channeling Billy Smith. And the Broncos, again, will start the set from halfway. And Karma Chameleon has just lined up Thomas Flegler. And he has bent him backwards. The trouble is, Flegler loves it. He's like, yes, More of that. That's what it's all about. Quick play the ball here. Walters is gone for a dart again from dummy half. Taken down on tackle 3. They're 30 out from the line. Again, the Broncos are dominating here. Dominating possession and territory. 4 tackles gone. Playing the game at pace. Farnworth gets away. Now here's a chance. Still going Farnworth. 5th and last. 10 out from the line. Oh, where's Reynolds? They can't find Reynolds. Ezra Mam puts the kick in. It's tapped back. It's tapped back. It sits up for Staggs. Staggs is taken down and can't get the kick away. Oh, it was on there for the Broncos. Oh, there were a lot of hearts in mouths. Kotoni Staggs, he just could not get a limb free to get that ball away. And the Storm hold on. Oh, this game is on a knife's edge. This is intense. Storm, keep it alive. 30 out from their own line. Now Jahrome Hughes takes it up to the 40 on tackle 3. Up over halfway. Christian Welsh has been taken from the field. That's a bit unusual. Grant finding some lazy markers, looking for a 6 again. You're not going to get it at Suncorp, mate. Not unless you're wearing maroon. Sorry to tell you. Back to Munster on the 5th and last. He puts it high. The kick chase is good. Cobbo comes forward and taps it back brilliantly. What an effort from Selwyn Cobbo. And a penalty now. Oh, who's this penalty going to go to? Be the Broncos, I say. Oh, Tonomapea is busted in back play. Oh, he's busted, all right. There is blood gushing out of the head of Tonomapea. Now, we've seen this before. We have seen this before. Reece Walsh's mule kicked him accidentally. Reece Walsh's mule kicked him accidentally in the face. Those studs have just opened him up. Tonomapea has just been busted open by a stray boot from Reece Walsh. Completely accidental, it must be said. Complete and total accident. But that is nasty. This is nasty. And it's a penalty to the Broncos, if you can believe that. I don't know. I'm as shocked as everybody else. Another penalty to the Broncos here. Surely Melbourne can't withstand this pressure. Surely. Well, this is going to unleash Papenhausen. Nick Meaney, I dare say, will move into the centres. And Papenhausen, there he is, onto the field at fullback, I would suggest. And we have a penalty to the Broncos for something. I honestly don't know what. Penalty to the Broncos because we're playing at Suncorp, I think. And they'll be starting their set of 6 from the 50-metre line once again. Payne and the Haas goes up over halfway. That's a big run. He's put in some runs tonight. Payne and the Haas. Carrigan now beats the first tackle. Haas. Oh, Payne and the Haas with a playmaker role. Gets the offload away to Ezra Mam. And they probably got that the wrong way around, I think, the Broncos. And now it's thrown backwards. It's loose. It's scrappy. Reynolds swoops on the loose ball. And that takes Reynolds out of play here on tackle 4. 20 out from the line, though. More pressure here on Melbourne. Carrigan to Walsh, and that's as forward as you get. Well, the rugby league gods have stepped in there because Reece Walsh has thrown the pass about 74 metres forward, and it wasn't called. And Kurt Capewell's knocked it on. The rugby league gods have stepped in. And now a penalty. The first one of the night, I think. The first penalty of the night for Melbourne. Look at this pass from Reece Walsh. How far forward can you throw it without being called? And Karma Chameleon with a huge hit on Kurt Capewell. And Melbourne get their... I'm pretty sure that's their first penalty of the game. Maybe penalty number 2. But the Broncos have had about 50. Oh, Big Nelson's on. Big Nelson's on. Oh, God. Get ready for some more penalties, Brisbane. Big Nelson's on, and I'm sure he's going to be fired up. Eisenhuth takes it well into Broncos territory. Grant from dummy half. Out the back, and there's Nelson. Oh, he's just charged straight over the top of Carrigan. Absolutely made him his bitch. And now they must score here. Melbourne, surely the sliding defence of the Broncos is over, but not good enough. It was Xavier Coates on wee little Adam Reynolds. And I'm sorry, but that is a mismatch if there ever was one. And Xavier Coates has scored in the corner. Has he planted it down? Oh, he's lost it. Xavier Coates has lost it. Xavier Coates, what a goof. Xavier Coates has dropped the ball. What a great big goof. T-shirt available now. 6 points to 0. It remains. And it's going to be a 7-tackle set now for the Broncos. Oh boy, they are getting the ball is bouncing their way tonight, as you say. ICC Cricket World Cup coming up, October 5th. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I can be bothered with that, in all honesty. Is it 50 overs cricket or is it T20? It's the 50 over stuff, isn't it? Yeah, that's a bit too long. Maybe I could only stream the run chases. Maybe that would work. I could probably do that. If anybody's interested in Waste of World of Sports covering the ICC Cricket World Cup, maybe that's what we do. We only do the run chase. That could be workable. Oh, now Capewell's into space. Can he get his arms free? Capewell can't get the pass on. 5th and last, Broncos. They're 10 out again. Or 20 out. Ezra Mam puts the ball high. In these conditions, that's going to be tough. Xavier Coates, what a take. And now he returns it with interest. Xavier Coates puts the offload, risky, to Papenhausen. Papenhausen holds onto it, though, and he is, German suplexed by Ezra Mam, and that's got to be a penalty. Surely that's a penalty to Melbourne. And it is. And it is justifiably so. The Storm get a very relieving penalty here. Xavier Coates has done extremely well. Risky offload. I probably would have advised he don't do the offload, quite frankly. Now Storm, 40 out from the Broncos line, searching for some points before halftime. Honestly, if this game goes in anything other than the Broncos leading by about 18, I think that Melbourne would not be happy. They will not be happy with this performance, but they certainly wouldn't be too concerned. Anything less than an 18-point buffer, such has been the dominance of the Broncos. Tackle 4 here, Melbourne. They're 15 out. Papenhausen involved. 5th and last, 10 out. What can they come up with? Short side play, they go. Looking for the crash ball. It's offloaded. Warbrick's got it. Warbrick's got it back to Papenhausen. It's 5th and last. And Papenhausen is tackled 5 out, and then he is teabagged by Herbie Farnworth. Excellent defence. They were under no threat. Anyway, Walnut Hills, ahoy, mate. How are you doing? For some weird reason, I want the Storm to win, even though I hate them, and I don't know why I want them to win. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Walnut Hills, you like everybody else, and you're just sick of all the hype around the Broncos at the moment from Fox and Channel 9, and just a guess. Maybe. A kick on tackle 4 into space. Is it going to bounce kindly for a 40-20? No, it sits up for Papenhausen. And now Papenhausen is picked up and dumped backwards in the tackle. Payne in the Haas and Kotoni Staggs manhandling wee little Papenhausen. 10 to go in the first half. Storm with the ball now. Hughes beats the first up tackler, Capewell. No, Vopsy, they finished second, so they get the home. They get to play at home against the Roosters, should they lose this one. Don't for 1 second, Vopsy, suggest that the Broncos have to travel. Fifth and last, the kick is up. Walsh takes it and surrenders. Inside the last 10 minutes here of this first half. And it is the Broncos up 6 points to 0 in a very, very tense battle. In wet conditions. The wet conditions has really, really concerned me for my multi. It really has. Oh, and another penalty. Another penalty to the home side. It looks like it's gone against Harry Grant, so that's probably not surprising. Harry Grant has really been playing to the edge ever since this started. He's a little bit overexcited, I think, little Harry Grant. But again, the Broncos, a full set of 6 in Storm territory. Melbourne are just getting penalised to death at the moment. Yeah, Shack of Hearts, I saw that in the background too. Herbie Farnworth immediately went, 10. It's like, that is not 10 in the bin. Herbie Farnworth, you cheeky little bugger. That's not 10. Tux Bish, ahoy there, mate. Come on, Melbourne, from New Zealand. I used to work with a Kiwi buddy of mine we used to call him Bish. Oh, it's come down for the Storm. Ball comes down for the Storm. Ezra Mam's in a bit of trouble in back play, but Melbourne have come down with it. A stray pass there. Hang on, I'll check out the replay here, tell you exactly what happened, because I missed it. I was pouring a drink. Ezra Mam, it was a loose pass, and it falls for the Storm. Big Nelson charges up, plays the ball quickly. Grant to Eisenhuth. Eisenhuth makes some meters. Fifth and last. 7.5 minutes to go until halftime. So that was a really slow motion play there. Munster puts the kick in over the top. Cobbo takes it from inside the... Selwyn Cobbo from inside the goal line. Takes it. It's a 7-tackle set. More pressure incoming here for Melbourne. Especially if they don't make first up tackles. That is tackle 0. 30 out here, Broncos. Up to the 40 on tackle 1. More pressure incoming here for Melbourne. They're out of penalty range at least. They're in 6 again range. Winding up and charging forward there is Hetherington. Very excited to be on the field, it seems. They get the 6 again. There we go. The referee can't give penalties because they're outside the 40. Hey, Broncos, I'll give you a 6 again. How does that sound? 6 again for the Broncos, and the Storm are just getting penalised to death here. Absolutely destroyed by the whistle in this first half. Walsh now finds some space. Walsh shut down. Great legs tackle there by Katoa. Tackle for, loose forward. Lost it, Broncos. A little over enthusiastic there, Broncos. Billy Walters has been way too enthusiastic tonight. I don't recall ever seeing him dart so much from dummy half. I don't know if this is a tactic that's meant to take Melbourne by surprise, but surely Billy Walters is much better off just playing like he usually does and just feeding the ball on, not trying to overplay his hand. Surely, I would have thought. Eisenhuth is off for a HIA, I believe. 5.5 minutes to go till halftime. 6 points to 0 Broncos now. I don't think Melbourne will be happy at all with their performance so far, but if this goes into halftime and there's only 6 points the difference, Kevy Walters, I dare say, will be tearing his boys a new one in the sheds. The weight of possession and territory that they've had has been insane. I don't think I've seen a game so lopsided with only 6 points on the scoreboard. Tarek Sims is on here for Eisenhuth, who's gone off for HIA, and that's a good first charge for him. Up towards halfway they go. 5 minutes to go until the halftime break. A half that has been dominated by the whistle in favour of the Broncos, and they have enjoyed the weight of possession and territory off the back of it, but they've done absolutely nothing with it, in all fairness. Oh, and now a loose carry there from Liero, and more ball here for the Broncos. In great field position again. The conditions are just making the handling very difficult tonight. But there's no excuses for that one. That's just slipped right out, straight through the hands. And up over halfway once again go the Brisbane Broncos. 4 minutes. 4 minutes for the Storm to hold on here. Get to the sheds, regroup, reload. We're only 6-0 down. Walters has kicked on tackle 4 in behind the line. It's going to sit up, and Coates will take it over the dead ball line. Walters has put the kick in. I'm not sure about that. I mean, they get a result on tackle 4 instead of tackle 5, I guess. But they had some numbers, I thought, out there to the right. Skidding the ball in over the top. Now, surely, Melbourne are not stupid enough to try a short dropout here. Oh, my God, they've tried a short dropout. Oh, my God. It's going to be 8-0 at halftime. Take the 2. Take the 2. Papenhausen has kicked this out of the stadium. Papenhausen has gone for the short dropout. He's kicked it back to Melbourne. And this is a gift 2 points. Take the 2 here, surely, do the Broncos. And it will be 8 points to 0 at halftime. I don't think I've ever seen anything so stupid in my life. 3 minutes to go until halftime. Kick the absolute living hell out of the ball as far downfield as you possibly can. Surely. The short dropout is such a high risk, low reward. I really don't understand it. I just really, really don't understand it. And they've just gifted 2 points here to the Broncos. 6 points. Instead of going in at 6 points to nil, they're going in 8 points to nil, which is just a little bit like, it's only 2 points. But that 2 points mentally is such a huge, huge thing. That is just such a huge, huge thing, that 2 points. Stupidity of the highest order there. I don't think I've ever in my life called a Craig Bellamy coached team stupid. But that was stupidity. The only thing that could totally top this off is if they go for a short kickoff here. And they've gone for... If you've gone for... Honestly, if you've gone for a short dropout, surely you go for a short kickoff in that scenario. I mean, it would have topped off the stupidity, but I just don't understand the mentality. It makes a lot more sense to go short from the kickoff than it does from the dropout. But anyway, I mean, I'm not saying that they should have done it. I also said that would have been stupid, but it would have made a little bit more sense at least. Because the Broncos haven't got anybody who can kick a goal from halfway. Now the Broncos, they've got one more play at it. 15 seconds to go till the break. Fifth and last. Reynolds has gone for the 2-point droppy. And it's going to fall short. And Meaney has picked it up. What do they do here, Melbourne? Nick Meaney, with 1 second left, returns it into play and takes it down, and that is half-time. And it's exploded at half-time. Oh, we're having a review. We're having a review of the drop goal. We're just going to check it. No, nobody thinks this has actually gone over except for Adam Reynolds. Adam Reynolds is the only player on the field that thinks that this has actually gone over. They don't have any challenges remaining. Why were they even allowed to look at that? Adam Reynolds has gone running up to the referee and said, "Can we have a look? Can we have a look, please? We're playing at Suncorp. We're the Broncos. Can we have a look, please?" They shouldn't have even looked at that. It was a clear miss. But anyways, why break a habit of the first 40 minutes? Broncos getting all the calls, all the penalties, all the ball. They're up 8 points to nil. I think that stupidity by the Melbourne Storm, the short dropout, when Ryan Papenhuyzen decided to boot the ball back to Melbourne, that was a big, big moment in the match, in my opinion. Because 6 points to nil, there is no way the Broncos go into the sheds happy. No way. They have dominated possession and territory in this half. If they go into the sheds six points to anything, they're not happy. 8 points to nil, they have a little something to be happy about. They're beyond a converted try. They're beyond a one-score game. So I think that's why it just adds extra to how stupid that was from Melbourne. The short dropout that went completely awry. It just went so badly for them, didn't it? 8 points to nil here at halftime. Geez, you'd have to say, in all honesty, I don't think either team will be necessarily particularly happy about it. Terrible conditions, treacherous conditions. Rain is the great equaliser, as they say in rugby league. but I don't think either team will be particularly happy. Melbourne probably... I mean, it's only 8 points. And they were whistled off the park. They were played off the park on the back of that. They'll be looking at that and going, we're only 8 points down, and we weren't even in that half. The Broncos will be going, how in Christ's name do we only have 8 points on the back of all that? So it's going to be a very interesting start to the second half. Craig Bellamy is going to put the rocket up them for sure. The rain has completely obliterated my multi. I can't believe it. There was no rain. There was absolutely no rain all day. I live in Brisbane, or close enough. I live close enough to Brisbane. There was no rain all day. And the players run out onto the field, and it starts pissing down, which completely screws up my multi. I put that multi on when there was no rain, and now it starts bucketing down. Those wingers are not going to see any ball tonight. Unbelievable. There should be a rain rule, a mercy rule for rain. If you put your bet on at a certain time, and you can prove with the Weather Bureau, you know what I'm saying? You can prove with the Weather Bureau, you put this bet on at a particular time, and this was the forecast, and then I know, I'm grasping at straws here. I put that multi on when there were clear skies above, and then suddenly they run out onto the field, and it starts bucketing down. And I've gone, oh, God, there is no chance that either of my guys, Cobbo or Warbrick, are going to see much ball tonight. So there goes the multi. All I need is one, though. I get a bet return in the form of multi-bets if any leg fails. So what that means is I just need one of them. Just one of them to get up. Don't care which one it is. Just one needs to get up. An insurance bet, yes. Yes, bet insurance. I like it. Bet insurance. We've got you covered. In the... oh, God. I did that a little bit too well, didn't I? Walnut Hill says, I just checked the NRL site and saw that Melbourne and Brisbane have both conceded 5 penalties, but Melbourne have given away 2 6-agains and Brisbane none. Andrew Igar says, go Broncos. James Jason Bourne, hey, what can I say? I'm an ideas man. Oh, God, it's the NFL. Okay, I was going to say, what the hell is this stadium? I thought we'd come back to the live feed, and I thought, I don't remember Suncorp looking like this. You'd think I would know what Suncorp looked like after 7,369 games being played there this season. It's the NFL season kickoff promo on Fox Sports. There we go. Viking Axe, ahoy there, mate. How are you doing? Hey, Viking Axe, just quietly, Viking, does anyone else think that there might just be a little Ricky Green Goblin ambush coming our way on Sunday? The stage has honestly been set for a traditional Ricky Stewart ambush. The Knights, in all honesty, have been far from convincing, in my opinion. We could be in for a classic Ricky ambush on Sunday. So I'm actually, like, it seems like in the context of the final series, it seems like a bit of a nothing game. That one, the Knights versus Raiders. It seems like a little bit of a nothing game, but honestly, this is perfectly set up for a Ricky Stewart ambush. And I think the Knights, they might be in for a bit of a wake-up call come Sunday. We'll see. Wasted World of Sports tipping contest. Let's see what's what. I've got to say, the old Panther, my dad is well and truly... Oh, God, I've typed the wrong thing. My dad is well and truly on top of the tipping contest. It must be said, he is going to be almost impossible to catch from here. But let's see. Oh, okay. It's playing up still. I wonder who he went for. But yes, the old Panther. The old Panther, my dad, he is just flying high at the top of the Wasted World of Sports tipping contest. Keeping it in the family, you know. I won last year. It looks like he's going to win this year. We've kept it in the Intoxi household. All right, Wasted World Sports. I have not yet had a half-time break. That's ridiculous. I need to have a half-time break. 8 points to 0 here in favour of the Broncos. We'll be back for all the second half action right after this. And see what the second half throws up.
Jason Bourne, just want to give you a huge congratulations on your win. It's hard fought. You've worked hard for it. It's been a long year, and to finish on top of the table, it's huge. So congratulations, mate. I know you're a huge Eels supporter as well, and I want to say thank you so much for the support. But congratulations again, and go the Eels.
Yes, Wastewater Sports, we are back. Teams are out for the second half. 8-0 in favour of the Broncos, but it should have, could have, would have been so much more. I don't think that Melbourne will be too fussed over that scoreline. In all honesty, 8 points, considering the weight of territory, possession, the calls, the bounce of the ball. Broncos should have been up by about 18 at least. So it's going to be a very intriguing second half. Who's your caddy? Ahoy there, mate. Nice. Thank you very much. Who's your caddy? As the second half gets underway, Who's your caddy has purchased the Take the 2 Waster World of Sports t-shirt. And of course, with the Rugby World Cup kicking off tomorrow morning, my time. Tomorrow morning, my time, it all kicks off. It means we've seriously got to consider releasing a Take the 3 t-shirt. But anyway, second half is off and running. Melbourne with the kickoff. Broncos will get first use of the ball. They went into the sheds with the momentum. They get first use of the ball in the second half, and they get up to halfway. Papenhausen is off. Papenhausen off. That means Tonomapea obviously passed his HIA. Tonomapea must have passed his HIA. Stems breaks away from the first tackle. That's some good meters. Great work from him. Meaney takes on Kurt Capewell and loses, surprisingly. Fifth and last, Melbourne. Inside their own half still. Back to Munster for the kick. Gets it away straight down the throat of Cobbo. No pressure at the back there, but a line of Melbourne defenders. And Melbourne have... Oh, that's a loose play of the ball, and there's the first mistake of the second half. Selwyn Cobbo has appeared. Selwyn Cobbo has stayed in the sheds at halftime, and his evil twin brother, Selwyn Cobbo, has appeared. I told you I'd be stealing it, Vopsy. And there is the first mistake of the second half, and here is a prime opportunity for the Storm. And if they score here inside the first 5 minutes of the second half, what can I say? I told you, 8 was not enough. This is huge, massive in the context of the game now. This scrum, this play, this is massive. They go right. Storm, Meaney, inside pass to Seve. And he's taken down. 12 out here. Storm. Hughes runs across the face of the defence. Sims runs the inside line and is taken. Tackle 2. They're in front of the post here, 10 out. Grant from dummy half. Inside ball to Nelson. Nelson is taken. They're 5 out. They're crowding the play the ball area here, Brisbane. Hughes out the back. Puts the grubber kick through. Hughes. That was the wrong option. It was like tackle 3, wasn't it? And it falls for Billy Walters. And the Broncos survive. Very important threat. Oh, it was tackle 4. Well, there you go. A little bit further through the tackle count. Tackle 4 here. Broncos struggling to get out of their own territory. Cobbo tries to steal a few extra meters. The referee's wise to it. Fifth and last, Broncos. They're 30 out from their own line. Good set of 6 defensively from Melbourne. Reynolds gets the kick away under pressure. Taken on the full at the back. And here comes Coates. Coates beats the first tackle. He's taken down by Carrigan. 30 out from their own line here, Melbourne. Munster from dummy half. Taken in a 3-man tackle. Slow to get up and play the ball here. Broncos would have got a set restart for that, just quietly. Grant beats the first tackle, beats the second tackle. He's up over halfway here. Harry Grant on tackle 4. Fifth and last here. They're 40 out. They stay on the short side. Munster puts the kick up. Putting pressure on Cobbo. Cobbo loses it forward. They're all offside here, the Broncos. What's happened there? It's knocked on by the Broncos. And it will be Melbourne Storm ball. Milond Blas. Ahoy there. Go Storm. Milond Blas. It sounds like a really fine wine. It sounds like something I might order to put in my wine cabinet. What a fantastic name. Milond Blas. Welcome along. Vopsy says Melbourne will win the exact same way they did last week, even though it's 2 completely different teams. Well, we're still inside the first 5 minutes of the second half, and they have another scrum down here. 10 out. They go to the right. Flat pass to Meaney. Nowhere to go. Tackle 1. It opens up the left-hand side, though. Hughes goes there. Eisenhuth is back on. Eisenhuth obviously passed his HIA too. Quick play the ball. Grant at the back to Munster. Puts it out in front of Coates. Cuts back in field. Xavier Coates taken. Tackle 3. 5 out here. Melbourne. They've got a chance here. Nelson lines up Billy Walters, but Walters, he had some help arrive just in time. Tackle 4. Grant. Nothing doing out to the left. They go right. Hughes. Inside pass. It opens up a little bit for Katoa, but it shuts down. 5th and last. This is huge. Grant puts the little cheeky grubber kick in, and Ezra Mam swoops on it, and the Broncos come away with the ball. And it's Broncos ball. They hold on again. And they win a penalty. Of course they do. And now, of course, Reece Walsh is in there. Reece Walsh is in there, of course, trying to fire up Katoa. Katoa's not falling for it, though. Well, keep an eye on Reece Walsh. He might have a cheeky spew over the sideline. Unnecessary there from Reece Walsh. Shoving Katoa. Having some words to say to him. Another penalty to the Broncos. My God, what is that about the 54th penalty to the Broncos tonight? And they get to release from territory. And look at that, Capewell holding on to Eisenhuth, trying to earn another penalty. You don't need any more, Brisbane. Calm your farm. Vopsy says, what's with Reece Walsh throwing up every game? In fairness, I don't think he actually did this time. It just, after that little flare-up, he kind of went to the sideline and went on his haunches. Kick in over the top. Xavier Coates takes it, fires it back in field. Meaney dodges a high shot and is now picked up and driven back into the end goal. And that is a result for the Broncos. Coates read that play really well, but there was very little they could do about it. Nick Meaney needed to drop to ground there, basically. He tried to take them on. He just needed to drop. And this time they go for a deep dropout. I don't understand what that's all about. Surely the long dropout was on right before half-time there as well, but I will never understand that call. But that's a much more orthodox long dropout. And the Broncos, though, more pressure here heaped on Melbourne. Uno says Walsh is high on cocaine. Probably. Who knows? Here they go to the left-hand side. Farnworth tries to get the pass away. Fifth and last for the Broncos. The referee... Oh, he's given 6 again. Why not? Why not give 6 again? They've had everything else go their way. Let's give him a 6 again from a knock-on as well. Why not? Hang on, let me see the replay. Wow. Okay. Now Reece Walsh into space. Reece Walsh over the line. There's really not much point Melbourne being here, in all honesty. The referee needs to take his Broncos jumper off and actually officiate this game. It was clearly lost forward from Herbie Farnworth, but the fix is in. In case anybody didn't notice, I made a post on Discord. Ticketek has posted a grand final promotional offer where the Brisbane Broncos team photo, it's the Brisbane Broncos in the grand final promotional post by Ticketek, and I liked to think that I was joking. I honestly liked to think it was the conspiracy theorist in me coming out and just reading too much into the post that Ticketek Australia posted the grand final promotion and it was just the Brisbane Broncos. And I made a joke in Discord and posted, "Is the fix in?" I'm not so sure that it's a joke anymore. I think somebody actually legitimately let something slip. Is a clear knock on by Herbie Farnworth, and it's led to a Broncos try. And it goes 14 points to 0 now in favour of the Broncos. Melbourne have been on the receiving end of a lot of these calls in the past. Now they're starting to discover what it's like to be on the other side. Anu says Broncos win tonight from Crew, Beach Haven, New Zealand. Yes. All Blacks France coming up. The Rugby World Cup kicking off tonight. I can't wait for that. All Blacks France in the opener. What a dream opening match. All Blacks versus France. "28 minutes here left in the game. A kick from inside the 40. Oh, we've got a penalty. We don't seriously have a penalty to the Broncos, do we? Holy hell, we've got a penalty to the Broncos. Unbelievable. Little Reece Walsh has been hit after he kicked the ball. Oh, the poor little bubba. Look at that. He lifted him up and put him back on his feet. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. He's picked him up and put him back on his feet. Another penalty to the Broncos, if you can believe it. It might be as hard to believe as the fact that we've got another game at Suncorp this season. I'm not sure. And they find themselves back. Gaps opening up everywhere now. Jordan Riki. He must reach out and score here. Jordan Riki. We're going up for a look. He's gone up as no try, which I find hard to believe. Well, Carrigan's run interference here. Outside shoulder. Yeah, no try. Penalty for obstruction here. Yeah, that'll be a penalty to the Storm for obstruction. He's got it to the line. Jordan Riki has actually grounded it. Why are we going through to the grounding? Pat Carrigan has clearly run through and obstructed, yeah? Wow. Whoa, wow. Okay. Yeah. Try and tell me the fix isn't in now. That's an obstruction all year long. All year long, Pat Carrigan is an obstruction run. Suddenly, at Suncorp in the finals... Wow. That's all I can say to that is wow. There wasn't really a whole lot of point to the Storm showing up tonight, was there? Whoops. Oh, spillage. Spillage. Reynolds from beside the post hooks it in. Spillage king, says James Jason Bourne. Jeez. I would have had Jordan Riki in my multi too if I knew that it was buggering down rain. The wingers are not going to see the ball tonight. For the next 25 minutes, the wingers are not going to see the ball at all. As it continues to pelt down here at Suncorp. "25 minutes to go. 20 points to 0. Gamer Mel says, why am I still watching?" Well, had I known, Gamer Mel, I probably wouldn't have even watched it. There wasn't really much point, was there? Oh, you know what the problem was? The problem was we talked it up too much. We thought it was going to be a blockbuster of a game. That's always the problem. We think it's going to be an absolute blockbusting contest. We talk it up all week long, and it inevitably turns out to be a load of bollocks. Every single time. I actually think that this confirms that the game of the round is going to be the Knights versus Raiders. Knights versus Raiders. Game of the round, officially. Because we talked this one up. Don't sleep on that Knights-Raiders game. Hughes puts it high. Oh, jeez. Jesus. Reece Walsh has just had a karate kick and he wins the penalty. Craig Bellamy can just sit there and go, come on. Reece Walsh has drop-kicked the kick chasers. He's lashed out with his left boot there, Reece Walsh, and drop-kicked Papenhausen, and it's been called tackling in the air. Wow. I thought I'd seen it all tonight. But that takes the cake. Wow. Reece Walsh lashes out with the boot and earns a penalty for contact in midair. He wouldn't have been touched if he didn't lash out with the boot. That'll do me, as they say. That will do me. I've seen it all now. I can't believe that. Even the most biased of Broncos supporter surely saw that. Reece Walsh lashed out with his boot, his left foot, won a penalty. My God, I've never seen anything quite like that. There is still 20 minutes to go in this game. The rugby league gods need to step in here. We need the rugby league gods to step in. We've seen it happen before this season. The rugby league gods have stepped in and said, no, this injustice will not happen. Oh yeah, there's still 21 minutes left. I don't think we've seen the worst call of the night yet. We have not seen the worst call of the night yet by any stretch of the imagination, I would dare say. Jahrome Hughes puts it high. Cobbo takes it. He's trying to take on Xavier Coates here. Gets a little bit close to the sideline. And is taken down. 20 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. Steve Allen. Someone's coming off for HIA. Oh, Carrigan's busted open. Pat Carrigan is busted wide open. He must have copped a stray boot from Reece Walsh. Reece Walsh is still throwing the karate boots out. I think he's copped Pat Carrigan there. Fifth and last Broncos. Walsh puts the chip in over the top. Papenhausen takes it. Melbourne ball. 20 minutes to go. Jesus, calm down, Michelle. This is not the place for this. Oh, from the rain. Okay. Whew. Wow. All right, that got intense for a second. That got a little bit crazy there. Oh, Papenhausen dummies goes through. He's wrangled, pops it up. They're panicking here, Melbourne. Panicking. They've somehow kept this ball alive. Now, Grant is in midfield. On to Munster. Meaney. They're completely headless here, Melbourne. Completely headless. Fifth and last. To Munster. Puts the kick high. It's way too long. It's way too long. And the Broncos will have a 7-tackle set incoming here. Uh, 20 points to 0 is the score. Oh, Flegler's dropped it. Thomas Flegler's just dropped it cold. Here go the Storm now down the left-hand side. Coates runs into contact. It's a 0 tackle. 20 out from the line. 18 and a half minutes to go. Tackle 1. Melbourne. Grant goes out the left to Munster. Liero back in field. 5 out from the line. Here they go to the right now. Melbourne. Hughes to Meaney. Cut out pass to nobody. And it's called a knock on. Oh, you're absolutely kidding me, mate. You are absolutely kidding me. Have they got a captain's challenge? They must not have a captain's challenge left because I would use... Oh, they do. They are challenging it. You feel like this is a bit of a hope against nothing, though. Will Warbrick. The pass in behind. It's called a knock on. It's gone back and it's bounced forward. Oh, come on. Now that has gone backwards quite clearly. Craig Bellamy, I completely understand. I completely understand why Craig Bellamy is so filthy at that. That has now one-upped the Reece Walsh tackled in mid-air call. That has clearly gone backwards. Clearly. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever seen a more blatant bias game from an official all season long. Oh, they've hooked it out here, the Storm. The Rugby League gods might have just stepped in. The Rugby League gods might have just stepped in here. And Melbourne, very, very justly, get the ball back. It must be said. Look, they might not do anything with it, but they deserve to still have the ball. Let's be honest about it. Nelson, crazy offload out the back. The panic button has seriously been hit. Welsh is taken. Tackle 4. 10 out. Papenhausen. Nowhere to go. He's slammed down. WWE style again. 5th and last here, Melbourne. That came up quick. Munster puts it in. It's tapped back by the Broncos. Walsh just dumps it over the dead ball line. And he goes to have a cheeky spew. Probably. Jumped a little bit too early there, Xavier Coates. Broncos, oh, they're not going to risk the short dropout. They go deep, which is what the Storm should have done in the first half. The game was still in the balance then. Munster shrugs away from 1. He's taken down on tackle 3. They're inside the 20 though, Melbourne. Slow play the ball. That would have been a 6 again for the Broncos. Melbourne don't get the call though. Meaney taps it on. Warbrick. Ten out. Tackle 4. Oh, and Nelson's lost it. Big Nelson's lost the ball. Nelson. That was horrible. Big Nelson with a big mistake. What was he doing there? He's just snatched at that ball. Big Nelson. Scrum down for the Broncos. 10 out from their own line. Threatening to break through here. I just need somebody to score a try. Thirteen and a half long, painful minutes to go. Denny Arthur says, up the Broncos, hoodoo broken. Well, they had a lot of help. Let's be honest. Oh, God! I'm out of mixer. Fifth and last, the ball goes high. Xavier Coates plants himself under it, but they sweep it. I need to get more mixer. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. And another mistake by the Broncos. It's okay, though. They'll get a penalty soon. So it's all good. 11 and a half minutes to go. Eleven and a half minutes to go, but it's all good, Broncos supporters. There will be a penalty incoming soon. Don't you worry, as has been the case all night long. Storm, 30 out, 11 minutes left. Out the back they go. Here goes Xavier Coates. Great tackle there from Kotoni Staggs. And it's been knocked on. Oh, Coates is in trouble too. Coates is in trouble in back play. Oh, well, I told you that the Broncos were about to get a penalty, didn't I? Did I not say, don't worry, Broncos supporters, you're about to get a penalty? Xavier Coates has broken himself, and the Broncos get a penalty, all in the same play. Yeah, that looked nasty. That looked really nasty. Xavier Coates is done for the season. I think that's Coates done for the season. Reece Walsh coming over, patting him on the shoulder, trying to look like a good guy. No one's falling for that, Reece. Nobody's falling for that, mate. Xavier Coates is still... Oh, he's being taken off the field. Xavier Coates is being escorted off the field by the trainers. He can't walk on his own. He can't put any weight on that right ankle. And that is Xavier Coates done for the season, I would dare say. But the most important thing is that out of that play, we ended up with penalty Broncos. Another one. Penalty number 94 for the Broncos tonight. To bring them out of territory inside the last 10 minutes. And I'll have to dig deep into the recess of my memory banks to try and think of a more blatantly one-sided officiated game that I've seen in my history of following this sport. Melbourne have not helped themselves tonight by any stretch of the imagination, but some of those calls, surely even the most diehard Broncos supporter has to look at and go, wow, we got away with that one. Oh, a head clash here. Liero and Seve. Seve's out cold. Oh, Seve's been KO'd in some friendly fire. Oh, Seve has been completely wiped out with some friendly fire there. Seve might need to come off. Seve definitely needs to come off. He was out cold momentarily. Don't tell me he's... Okay, that's the sideline. Thank God. I was going to say, don't tell me they're letting him run back into position. My God. He was literally out cold momentarily. Seve. He was done. Wow. Well, you can respectfully disagree, Will, but you're a Broncos supporter, so I completely understand why you would. As a neutral, I'm telling you, they were horrible. You can take that for whatever it's worth. Poor Seve, though. My God. He was out cold, poor old fella. Well, he's not old. I'm much older than he is, I'm sure. 8.5 minutes to go. Oh, Harry Grant's just passed to John Cena. John Cena wanted no part of it. And the Broncos have the ball back, 40 out from the Storm line. Liero's off for a HIA now as well. He was the friendly fire to Seve. Eisenhuth is back on. Eisenhuth is back on. And another penalty to the Broncos. Penalty number 102 for the night. Penalty 102 to the Broncos tonight. Geez, they make mistakes, they get a penalty for it. Reynolds plugs it into touch. 7 minutes 40 to go. In quite honestly, the absolute most pointless game that I've ever seen played in the history of the NRL. It's taken over the Was it 2020? The Cameron Smith retirement year. The Cameron Smith retirement tour. Oh no, Papenhausen's done. Papenhausen's done. Oh, this is huge. Ryan Papenhuyzen, he's just come back and he has just broken his leg. Oh. Wow. He has only just come back. That is his career. I hate to say it, but that's his career. Oh, that's bad. That's nasty. That's nasty. Trainer's calling for the cart. Trainer's calling for the medicab. Oh, that's nasty. He's only just come back. And you've got to think about hanging up the boots now, surely, because this is another long layoff for Ryan Papenhuyzen. He's out. They're calling for the stretcher. The trainers are calling for the stretcher. Papenhuyzen, this has got to be career ending. I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to say you don't want somebody's career to end by an injury. But this is not looking good. I mean, I am jumping to a lot of conclusions, I admit. But, I mean, at some stage, you've got to say enough is enough. And a great player, but he just keeps breaking. And this does not look good. Ryan Papenhuyzen. Oh, geez, this just caps off a horrible night for the Storm. Here comes the medicart, the paramedics driving it out there. Yeah, that is not good at all. That is not good. Like, I'm obviously, I'm obviously throwing it out there. To say that that's the end of his career, I'm obviously, like, being very presumptuous. Very presumptuous. But, I mean, he's only just, what is he, 2 weeks back? 2 weeks? 2 or 3 weeks? And he's already broken again? Oh, come on. You've got to consider hanging up the boots at that stage. Jesus, I'll give him a job. I'll give him a job, James Jason. He can come and work for me here at the Wasted World of Sports next season if he wants to work for minimum wage in Turkey. I'll hire him over here. He probably won't want to, but I'm just saying it's an option. He can be my co-host for next season. Yeah, but that looks very, very nasty indeed for Ryan Papenhuyzen. He's only just come back, and you hate to see it. Stephanie Stay Funny Steph says, "What language are you speaking, Will?" Well, he's not. He's speaking English, and he's saying somebody's name. I can't say with 100% certainty that it's been typed and spelt out correctly, because it was just that sort of name, wasn't it? But yeah, we all remember that Broncos winger, the Yowie Wowie, Yow. This is just a horror end to this night for Melbourne. Oh, dear. Oh! They've just brought it up on the TV. the Yowie. I will take this opportunity to give a very special shout out to the Wasted Water Sports All-Stars. James Jason Bourne. Justo the Orchestrator. Who's Your Caddy? Will. Kelly. Mr. Ed's Dead. Gamer Mel. The Knee Crumbler. Robert M. Shack of Hearts. Farsi. Aussie Mozzie, Obi, Vobsy, Arcade Angel, and Andrew O'Grady. Thank you for your contributions to the channel, your support of the channel. We obviously don't always see eye to eye, but that's the beauty of it, isn't it? At the end of the day, sports, that's what it's all about. So thank you very much, each and every one of you, for your contributions. And yeah, as I always say, not expected, but very much appreciated. Oh, that's a very, very horrible sight. Papenhausen being stretched out. But yes, thank you. Wasted Water Sports All-Stars. Wasted Water Sports All-Stars made up of channel members, super chatters, and Patreon members. So thank you, each and every one of you. Very much appreciate you all. No matter which team you go for, Will. Truth Masters, ahoy there, welcome along. Oh, hey, Papenhausen just had the thumbs up there. I don't think he should be given the thumbs up. He is not in a position to be given the thumbs up. Oh no, actually he wasn't given the thumbs up. He was sucking in some oxygen or something, I think. Even worse. Well, here's another 6 again for the Broncos. Why not? Why not? Why break the habit of the whole game? They can do some razzle-dazzle here now, the Bronx. Nate from We Are Family says, geez, did Melbourne open up? Oh, Selwyn Cobbo! Selwyn Cobbo scores in the corner! Oh, God bless you. God bless you, Selwyn Cobbo. Oh, it was a near thing. But that, sorry. Just in case anyone is a little bit confused as to why I'm so excited about that, Selwyn Cobbo scoring that try now guarantees that even though my multi has failed, I do get my bet returned in the form of bonus bets. Oh, God bless you. He nearly had the dropsies, Vobsy. He nearly had the dropsies. It was very nearly Selwyn Droppo, but luckily he wrangles it in, and Selwyn Cobbo appeared to save the day. And yes, that's good. That gives me my bonus bet back. Oh, wow. Oh, it was a near thing. It was not looking likely because the rain made it very difficult there for, the rain made it very, very difficult for the wingers to score tries. We've got one. That means bet returned. I'm a happy boy. I'm now suddenly very, very happy. I don't care anymore. I've got my money back. Off the upright and over from Adam Reynolds. Nothing can go wrong here tonight for the Broncos. Absolutely nothing can go wrong. Nate from We Are Family says, who can stop a Broncos finals appearance? I'd say only Newey. What, as in Newcastle? Newcastle are going to be lucky if they even get past the Raiders this weekend, mate. Okay, Gamer Mel says, so, who do Melbourne play next? I've got some very bad news for you, Gamer Mel. I've actually got some devastating news for you. Terrible news for you, Gamer Mel. Horrible, horrible. Like the worst possible scenario news for you, Gamer Mel. Yeah, you're kind of now coming up against the Roosters. The Roosters who are starting to come into form at the right end of the season, like they usually do. It's going to be a very, very horrible side of the draw. Horrible side of the draw to be on now, losing this one. I actually think the Broncos are pretty much guaranteed to be in the grand final now. Ticketek Australia knew what they were talking about. Who'd have thought? The conspiracy theorist in me. Ticketek Australia knew what they were talking about, funnily enough. They made that post, and suddenly, because they're going to have the Warriors in the prelim at Suncorp. Broncos versus Warriors in the preliminary final at Suncorp. Who do you think's going to win that one? Intercepted by Reynolds. Intercept by Reynolds. Pump those old legs, Reynolds. He takes on Jahrome Hughes, and he has no try. Oh. Adam Reynolds pumping those little old legs down the sideline. But there is no chance. Oh, Jahrome Hughes has hurt himself too in back play. By the way, Jahrome Hughes has now hurt himself in that chase. Jahrome Hughes has hurt himself in back play as well. Oh, why are we looking at this a second time? Do not tell me they're going to award this. Do not tell me they're going to award this. This whole season can piss right off if they award this as a try. Jason Bourne says Cobbo is 3 tries away from breaking Steve Reynolds' record for most tries in a season for the Broncos. Oh, we don't want to see that. No, we can't have that. We can't have that happen. We cannot have that. Steve Reynolds' record must remain. Well, I would actually be more than happy now for the Warriors to beat the Panthers in week 1. So it puts the Broncos and the Panthers back on the same side of the draw so that the Broncos don't make the grand final. I would love nothing more than for the Broncos to not make the grand final. So yeah, let's stacks on. Let's go Warriors tomorrow. Let's go the upset tomorrow. Let's go the upset. Let's put Panthers and Broncos back on the same side of the draw. I don't even care anymore. I'm so happy. I've got my money back. My money back on the bet means I can try again tomorrow. Catch you later, Gamer Mel. You never talk to me on Discord. Why not? You never stick around for the Discord after parties. Unacceptable. Nate from We Are Family says broken ankle for Paps. Will says if the Warriors beat the Panthers are going out in straight sets. You reckon? Gamer Mel says, hang on, who would they play? If the Panthers... you reckon the Panthers are going to lose to the Knights or the Raiders? Hang on, is that who they play? I don't know. I've confused myself. No, I'm sorry to tell you, but the bottom 4 place team that would be on the receiving end of that Panthers showdown unexpectedly would be in for a little bit of a man shaming. Oh, he's kicked it into the crowd to end the game. What an absolute act of cowardice. What an act of cowardice. Couldn't even take the last tackle, the coward. It's been a superb performance by the referee, that's for sure. 116 penalties to 5 in favour of the Broncos. 74 6 agains to 2. I might be exaggerating. I might be exaggerating a little bit. But most importantly, I get my money back on the multi. I can bet again tomorrow. Well, I was going to bet again tomorrow anyway, so didn't really matter. But still, it's a nice little bonus, isn't it? James Jason Bourne says, well done, Broncos. 1 win away from being grand finalists. Will says, what happened in the AFL? Any updates? No. I have no idea what happened in the AFL. No idea at all. Broncos defeat the Storm for the first time since 2016. Christ, they had a lot of help to do it. But they took full value for it, didn't they? So congratulations to them for that. I can tell you. I can probably tell you though, Will. I can jump on and go. Okay, so in the AFL, Carlton versus Sydney. We have Carlton are up 66 to 51 in the third quarter. 29 minutes gone. Whatever that means. I actually don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Does that mean that it's only just started the third quarter? How long are the quarters in Aussie rules? Third quarter is what it says. 66-51. Carlton over the Swans. Anyone? Chat room? How long are halves or quarters? Sorry. How long are quarters in AFL? 20 minutes? 20-minute quarters? No, can't be. 15-minute quarters? So if they were 15-minute quarters, then that means the third quarter's just kicked off. Oh, 20 with stoppages. That makes no sense then. They can't be 20-minute quarters because it says we're in the third quarter and there's 31-30. I don't know. Christ, I don't know. Hang on. Let me put it on the TV. How about that? Let me put it on the TV. Maybe that will clarify something. Because, honestly, I would not put it past the Fox Sports website to be wrong. All right, third quarter is coming to an end. All right, third quarter coming to an end. There, okay, so Carlton are up 66-51. It's three-quarter time. All right, I think it's 15 minutes, yes. Yeah, that would make a little bit more sense. Although, honestly, I don't know. Because, well, like I said, I wouldn't put it past the Fox Sports website to be wrong. It's been wrong before. Let me see. Let me see here. If I jump back just a little bit on the live feed here to get some sort of timestamp. Okay, that didn't help at all. No, it didn't help at all. That really didn't help me in the slightest. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long the quarters are supposed to go for, but I can say that we are at three-quarter time, which I think means there's one quarter to go, and it's Carlton, the Blues, up 66-51 over the Swans in the AFL, for whatever it's worth. All right, I'm going to have a quick break, and I'll be right back to dissect who gets player of the match. Robert M. How are you, mate? Robert M says, who gets player of the match? I reckon for the Broncos, the referee, in all honesty. But I'll be back to dissect and talk more about that right after the break. Don't get me started, my God. All right. All right, I'm going to stop that. I thought I timed my entrance perfectly. Apparently, I did not. There was still music playing. Will says, lover, not a fighter. Hey, Steph. Wasn't that... There was a song, right? Was the band called Zed? Like, not the letter Z. Z-E-D. Zed. Wasn't that an actual legitimate song of, like, not quite those words? Lover, not a fighter. By Zed. Renegade Fighter. Yeah. Yes, Renegade Fighter. I want to say it was. The band was called Zed. Okay, I'm confused. Why have I come back in and there's AFL on my television? There has never been AFL on my television before. What is this? Should I do it just for a laugh? should we stick around in the post game just for a laugh and finish the rest of this AFL game? I mean, it's going to get no viewers because I haven't promoted at all that it's AFL. But should we do it just for a laugh? It depends how long a quarter goes for. Sing it and we might know it. Well, unfortunately, those are the only words I know. Oh, here we go. What have we got here? I've just had an alert come through to my phone. Storm fullback Ryan Papenhuyzen was stretchered off the field after a terrible injury to his right ankle against the Broncos. Oh, God. I just nearly choked on my own spit. Robert M says quarter goes for 30 minutes. Okay. Not happening. Yeah, I'm not doing that. No way am I staying here for 30 minutes to watch this nonsense. Bunch of shirt lifters running around, jumping up to try and catch a ball. Cross-country basketball. Give me a break. I'd rather go and party on Discord for 30 minutes talking about conspiracy theories. Okay, they go for 20. That's still not helpful, but thank you. I mean, it is helpful in that you've given me the answer, but still not helpful in the fact that... yeah, you know what I mean. Will says, Dampy, like, they keep knocking on. They do. They purposely knock the ball on in this game. They purposely knock the ball on. He was tackled in midair. And it's play on. No, it's not play on. Okay, it's a free kick. All right. So there's still penalties for free kicks. I mean, hang on. What? What did I just say? There's still penalties for free kicks? Okay. There's still penalties for taking the player out in midair in this game. That's a mark. Puts a kick in. Oh, there's swans everywhere. It's like a duck pond and you're throwing bread out. There were so many swans around. They just appeared. They're like, bread, bread, bread. And they have the first opportunity here in the fourth quarter, presumably. Oh, that's a shocker of a kick. Oh, that's a terrible kick. It's off to the left. It's a behind. I think most likely the Warriors are now, Robert M. I think most likely the Warriors. Let's have a look. I had this all prepared and now I don't really remember. Okay. So if I go to the ladder and go to the ladder predictor on NRL.com. Okay, so Broncos have won. Let's say let's just put theoreticals in. Let's put theoreticals in. Panthers win, Roosters win, and let's just say Knights win at home. I'm not convinced of that, but let's say they do. So, finals week 2, Warriors, Knights. Let's give that to the Warriors. Storm, Roosters. Ooh. Based on what I saw from the Storm tonight, let's just, for the sake of argument, let's give that to the Roosters. So, the Broncos will be playing the Warriors at Suncorp. Yeah. Yeah, the Broncos win tonight. They have put themselves on the good side of the draw. They've basically given themselves a dream run through. And look, congratulations to them. They've basically given themselves a dream run through to the grand final now. That was a much bigger game for the Broncos than it was the Storm, in my opinion. Storm could still beat anyone from any side of the draw. Not if they play like that, mind you. But for the Broncos, the win was very important to stay on a good side of the draw, to stay on the Suncorp side of the draw. They're in a good position now, the Broncos. The Warriors in a couple of weeks' time in a prelim. Warriors, Raiders, or Knights. The worst case scenario for the Broncos is if the Warriors get the upset tomorrow, because that puts the Panthers back on their side of the draw. So, yeah, we had, and Carlton have hooked this off to the left. It's another points for trying. $67.52 it is. And this, yeah. Who cares? All right. Wasted World of Sports. Let's hang out on Discord for a little bit. Yes. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because coming up later tonight, Wasted World of Sports, the Rugby World Cup. The proper stuff. Proper rugby is kicking off. The Rugby World Cup 2023. I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's here. So I can only stick around for a little bit on Discord tonight for the Wasted World of Sports All-Star Squad. But it is what it is. Thank you very much for your company here, as always. Discord, if you have it. I'll hang out over there for a little bit. But yes, I do at some point have to get ready for a bright and early start for the Rugby World Cup. All Blacks versus France. Australia versus Georgia at 1 a.m. Sunday, right, Robert? Is that would be Sunday, yes? Or is that that can't be tonight? Because, yeah, that one can't be tonight. That'd be Sunday, yeah? Because we've got the All Blacks, France. Tanya, ahoy there. Tanya Jace. Oh, it's a goal for Sydney. Goal for Sydney. Out of absolutely nowhere, the Swans have just snapped a goal. 67-58, 15 minutes to go. In the fourth quarter, that goal has brought this right back. Only a 9-point difference now. Welcome along there, Tanya J. By the way, sorry, by the way, Tanya, we're just, we're checking out the AFL, apparently, at the moment. So, yes, Discord. Jump on over to the Discord for the after party. We're going to have a little bit of a chit-chat over there while I get ready for the next stream, which is coming up, Rugby World Cup. For those interested in the rugby union, that is coming up next here on the channel. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Here's one for the Broncos supporters in the chat. I've just looked over, because obviously the post-game is still going on Fox Sports. And it said, Superstar Walsh shines in Finals Classic. Really? I mean, I know that I might not be the best person to ask. I might not be the most balanced, impartial person to ask, but really? Reece Walsh was not the best player for the Broncos tonight, honestly? Really? I mean, am I wrong in that summation? There is definitely an agenda out at the moment, pushing little Reece into the limelight. Yeah, thank you, Shack of Hearts. Thank you. Fox Sports right now, the headline, Superstar Walsh in Finals Classic. Reynolds kicked the Storm to death, didn't he? Adam Reynolds' kicking game was a huge difference between the two teams. Payne Haas was immense. The Payne in the Haas. Kotoni Staggs. Staggs was rock solid. But yeah, the media is all over Reece Walsh at the moment, aren't they? They're all up in his crack. All right, very disturbing. Very disturbing visual. Okay, all right. Waste of Water Sports. Thank you so much. Discord after party happening. Appreciate your company. As always, we will be... okay, let me calm down. We will be back. Waste of Water Sports early in the morning, Australian time, for the Rugby World Cup kickoff. All Blacks versus France. And then, of course, later in the day on Saturday, a couple of big finals coming up as well. Panthers versus Warriors. And the Roosters versus the Sharks. Jason Hamilton says, so I'm guessing the media are going to say Paps had a cracking game. I think Paps had a snapping game. All right. Yeah, that was terrible. Terrible. Poor Ryan Papenhuyzen. Snapping his ankle. Done. Done and dusted. He's only just come back. All right. Waste of World Sports. I'll catch you for the rugby early in the morning. Or I will catch you for more NRL tomorrow afternoon starting. Or I will catch you on Discord in about 5 minutes' time. Thank you very much, my friends. Appreciate it as always. I sincerely hope that it's all banter and good fun. Until next time. Cheers. His ass is hanging out as he makes a break-up field. Stepping back. Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Cameron Munster's now putting his balls in Nick Meaney's face.
I have no idea what the waste of water sports is.